Hi, this is Lauren from Axilent. This is another in a series of screencasts we're doing introducing you to the Axilent platform. And today I'd like to talk about the library. Now the library is the main interface to the central repository of content on a project. And through the library you can access all of the content on the project. This is different from the inbox where the accessibility of content is based on where it lives in the workflow. Now in order to access the library you need library privileges, which would be something done when the role you have on the project has been set up. However, if you are the project owner, you will automatically have library privileges. Now the main interface to the library is search, and if you go right here you can type in any string. Let's try Kentucky, and you'll get search results for whatever you put in, and then from here you can select any one of these items and you'll be able to edit it over here in the right hand panel. More about this later. So one of the things you can do is search for a specific field value. So if we take for example this smoothness field, which is one of the things that it's supposed to represent the taste of whiskey, we can search for specific values for that field and retrieve content items that match that. So the way to do that is you type in the name of the field, so smoothness, colon, and then the value you want. So if we put in 1.0 here, then we'll get back the whiskeys with the smoothness 1.0. So if I click on one of those, you can see right here smoothness 1.0, and you can change that to a different value. So I go smoothness 4.0, and you get a different list. Now an important thing to know about the library is that it is how you can get to content that you've archived. Now normally when you archive content it's not really accessible in the project anymore. It takes it away from any of the places that it's been deployed. It leaves the workflow. It's not in anyone's inbox anymore, and it won't normally show up in regular searches inside the library. So just to show that, for example, let's search for Hudson, and here's the 3 Hudson spirits we have in here. Select one of these here, and I'm going to archive Hudson Manhattan Rye. Boom. Now I'll go back and run that same search again, and you'll see it's not in the search results because it's archived. However, you can get back to it if you want to, and the way to do that is to click this Include Archived Content checkbox, and now your search will include the archived content as well as the regular content. So I can select Hudson Manhattan Rye here, and I can unarchive it, bring it back. Now one of the things the library does for you as a convenience is it allows you to save your search. So let's say we search for Jack Daniels, and here's our 2 Jack Daniels whiskeys, and we can save this, give it a name, Jack Daniels, and it appears here in this list right here. We call it a library list, and so you could run, just to clear this out, here I'll reload the whole library panel here, and I can click on Jack Daniels and I can get that search back. If you want that to go away, you can delete the list anytime you want. We also offer some means to do a little more advanced search. You click the Refine Search button here. There will be a list of tags in the system, and you can click on one of these guys and that'll pull up results there. This is the same thing as just typing the value of the tag into the field. It's provided as a convenience. And if you have more than one content type, which we don't in this case, but if you did, you could select just the content types you want to pull back. Okay, so finally let's have a look at editing in the library. Regardless of how you got here, you can click on any search result item and it will load into the right hand panel the information about that content item. So just to walk through it quickly, by default, based on the idea that in the library you're more likely to be observing content rather than editing it, we have the attributes panel on top here. This is very similar to the attributes panel that you would see in the inbox. It's got the values here for all of the fields, and then it has many of the operations that you would see in the inbox right here. We also have, as dedicated panels, quick edit and full edit screens. Again, we covered these screens in detail in the inbox screencast. They work pretty much exactly the same way. Also, wanted to point out we have an add to favorites button up here at the top, and of course if you add something to your favorites it will always appear in your inbox. So if you want to be editing this piece of content but you don't want to do it here in the library, the fastest way to get it into your inbox is just to add it to your favorites. Also, we have the regular archive and deploy now buttons here. Again, these work the same way as they do in the inbox. Archiving will automatically archive this piece of content regardless of where it might live in the workflow, and deploy now gives you the opportunity to push it out into deployment, again regardless of where it lives in the workflow. Speaking of workflow, also the workflow controls for this particular content item will load here on the bottom. And here you can, just like in the inbox, advance or send it back in the workflow as you feel is appropriate. The idea with the library really is it's more of an overall editor view of the content as opposed to the perspective of someone in a particular role existing in the workflow. Okay, that is it for the library. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot us an email at info@axilent.com, or you can find our online community at getsatisfaction.com/Axilent. We hope you enjoy that, and we'll have more screencasts coming up for you. Thanks a lot.